welcome to our 7:30 news bulletin here on Luntha television. My name is Bernard Manza. Our top stories. Pope Francis mourns former director of the Vatican Museums, Antonio Paolucci. Government firmly denies involvement with Luntha Satar amid media misinformation. DPP ready to defend Nankuman's expansion from the party. And other news, cholera outbreak kills 14 soldiers in southeast DRC. Now give you the details. The former director of the Vatican Museums, Antonio Paolucci, has passed away at the age of 84. Appointed by Pope Benedict XVI in 2007, Paolucci was a world-renowned figure in art and known for his in-depth writing and studies on Michelangelo's Pietà. Charity Chilanga has a Rome report.
Antonio Paolucci served as director of the Vatican Museums for 9 years, and during that time, he led the extensive restoration of the Gallery of Maps, ultimately returning it to its original 16th century appearance. Paolucci once said that there were 20 young professionals working on it, and the restoration cost €2 million, entirely donated by various American Catholic associations. Contemporaries said it was Pope Gregory XIII who ordered the paintings of the maps because he wanted to visit Italy without leaving the Apostolic Palace. In a telegram, Pope Francis expressed his condolences and reflected on Antonio Paolucci's talent and generous service to the Vatican.
Was Charity Chilanga with a Rome report. The government will persist in compensating businessman Luntha Satar for businesses that have already been specifically produced or delivered adhering to the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act. Minister of Information Moses Kunkuyo dismisses reports suggesting new government deals with Satar's company as misinformation. The minister, along with his defense counterpart Harim Kandawire, refuted allegations that investigative journalist Gregory Gondwe is facing threats from the government. Our reporter Robert Edward has more on this report.
According to Information Minister Moses Kunkuyo, the government's payment of $4.9 million constituting a partial payment of $19.9 million aligns with the Section 46 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets (PPDA). This section mandates the government to compensate Satar's company for items already manufactured or delivered under the contract, even if it has been cancelled.
No one is smiling that we are paying someone or we are paying some company that is being investigated, but we are just complying with the law. But as I did say, every other contract that was entered into with these companies was terminated and no business is continuing.
During a press conference in Longwe, alongside Defense Minister Harim Kandawire, the ministers dismissed claims deemed unfounded regarding threats to investigative journalist Gregory Gondwe, who disclosed the payment in an article. However, amidst this, the Anti-Corruption Bureau (ACB) has announced plans to investigate the $4.9 million payment in a cancelled contract, expressing an awareness of ongoing transactions between Satar's companies and the Malawi government. The partial payment is reported to be held at the Reserve Bank of Malawi. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
Amidst ongoing efforts aimed at reducing the ratio of teachers to learners in public schools, about 5,000 teachers are expected to be recruited to work in public secondary schools nationwide. Spokesperson in the Ministry of Education, Mphatso Nkuonera, has told us that this is aimed at improving the quality of education in the country. The recruitment is expected to take place by end of March 2024, so that they commence their work in the next financial year. Tandiwe Mzumara reports.
Speaking to Luntha TV earlier today, Nkwonera said the move is one of the initiatives by government to ensure quality education outcomes, as apart from the recruitment of secondary school teachers, government has been working hand in hand with several councils to recruit primary school teachers in districts where there is lack. He went on to disclose that government is also training about 5,000 primary school teachers skills in how to cater to pupils with special needs so as to ensure inclusive education.
Government is ensuring that the standards have to be met. This is why we are increasing the number of teachers by recruiting more 5,000 teachers who are to be deployed as soon as possible in various secondary schools across the country.
Whilst commending the development as a good start looking at the deficit in the country, Teachers Union of Malawi TUM General Secretary Charles Kumjenga says the figure is not enough to attain the 1:40 teacher-student ratio and has since appealed that more teachers be recruited in both primary and secondary schools.
No, for sure that we have a lot of secondary schools in the country, and that cannot even solve the problem. In other ways, we are not solving all the problems, but we are trying to reduce the teacher-student ratio in schools. So our request or demand to the government is that that should be the beginning and it should not end there.
Malawi is currently struggling with a high teacher-learner ratio, which is affecting quality of education. Though the ideal teacher-student ratio for secondary schools is 1:40, the current average is 1:50. For primary school, the ideal teacher-pupil ratio is 1:60, but according to the Ministry of Education, the country average is 1:67, though in some schools it goes as high as 1:150. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
A Baraka district resident is distressed, asserting that the district hospital health workers have neglected her son's healthcare needs for more than a year. Yanko Guta explains that she was directed to the district hospital for urgent surgery after doctors at Comfort Clinic identified her 1 year and 5 months old son with hernia condition. Enduring over a year of persistent challenges from health workers at the district hospital, she has reached a point of abandoning efforts to seek medical assistance. Rashida Matanika has more in this report.
On the initial day of her referral, a nurse informed her that no doctors were available, and when she sought help to alleviate her child's pain, the nurse on duty inquired,
"Should I give him the surgical drugs?"
In the second appointment, the required doctors were also absent, and when she requested assistance for her child's pain relief, the nurse on duty responded,
"What do you know about healthcare? Just go home and come back on Monday."
Feeling wounded and embarrassed, she returned home, deciding not to revisit the hospital. Undeterred, she returned, encountering a clinical officer who simply stated,
"He's too young. There's nothing we can do about it."
The district medical officer, Dr. Leon Lowole, claimed an awareness of the case, advising clients in such situations to approach the Ombudsman office on the spot.
We have the office of the Ombudsman that is responsible for tackling issues with concerning complaints that come from our clients that we assist here at the hospital. So once a client has an issue, they are free to go to the office of the Ombudsman, who acts as a go-between between their clients and their health providers. And then they investigate the situation, and then we come up with a solution and the way forward from there on out. So in that case, if there was an issue at that time, there are phone numbers of the ombudsperson posted in strategic places, in the wards, in the OPDs, and the service areas, where the client would have been able to contact the office of the ombudsman, and then they would have the issue would have been solved right there and then.
Henry Zakaria, the National Initiative for Civic Education Officer for Baraka District, expressed regret over increasing reports of disrespect by health workers, despite the existence of a service charter outlining patient rights.
It is the right of the patient to hear or to know the problem that he is suffering, regardless that they have presented or they have told the clinician what they are suffering from, because sometimes we present the problem that maybe we are suffering from malaria, which might not be malaria, but it is the responsibility of the health worker to inquire more, so that, or to examine the patient, so that the real problem or disease is being identified.
The DMO also contended that hernia is not painful, suggesting that if the child is in pain, there must be an underlying issue. This raises the question, shouldn't health workers examine the child to identify the problem? The report questions whether such attitudes align with Malawi's development goals for 2063, emphasizing the need for positive contributions rather than a discouraging environment. Rashida Matandika, Luntha TV, Balaka.
You're watching the news on Luntha Television, and you're with me, Brennan Mwanza. We'll be back shortly.
Are you a young Malawian learner aged between 9 to 15 years? Then you have a chance to participate and win big prizes in the 53rd International Letter Writing Competition, running from the 22nd of January to the 31st of March 2024. The Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority (MACRA), in collaboration with the Universal Postal Union (UPU), which has connected people worldwide for the past 150 years, invites you to this letter writing competition, whose theme is Write a Letter to Future Generations about the world you hope they inherit. So, write a letter to future generations about the world you hope they inherit. The rules for the competition are as follows. You must be a primary or a secondary school learner in Malawi. Your letter must be handwritten. It must be in English and should not exceed 1,000 words. You should not be a previous winner of this competition and not related to MACRA staff. Please ensure that your entry has a stamp from your school and include your name, your date of birth, your address, your telephone number, and contact email address on the cover letter. All entries must be submitted by 31st of March 2024. Thereafter, the winning composition will be forwarded to the UPU by 5th of May 2024 for international competition. The winning prizes are: first prize, a laptop, a gold medal, a dictionary, a mathematical instrument, a box of writing materials, and 10 notebooks. On second prize, a laptop, a silver medal, a mathematical instrument, and 5 notebooks. And on third prize, a laptop, a bronze medal, and 5 notebooks. To submit your entry, send it via the post office to the Director General, 53rd International Letter Writing Competition, Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority (MACRA), first floor, Green Heritage House, 2 Konje Close, City Center, P.O. Box 30214, Lilongwe 3. For inquiries, please call 0111 812 611. It's the 53rd International Letter Writing Competition. Don't miss.
Welcome back, and now a reminder of our top stories. Pope Francis mourns former director of the Vatican Museums, Antonio Paolucci. Government firmly denies involvement with Luntha Satar amid media misinformation. DPP ready to defend Nankuma's expansion from the party. And other news, cholera outbreak kills 14 soldiers in southeast DRC. Moving on, the opposition Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, says it is ready to defend the expansion of its former vice president for the southern region, Kondwani Nankuma's case, at the High Court of Malawi. The sentiments follow Nankuma's application at the High Court, challenging his expansion from the party. In an interview with Luntha Television, DPP spokesperson Shadrack Namalomba said the party followed what was necessary before expelling him. Charlie Tilanga has more in this report.
In his remarks, Namalomba said DPP is not surprised that Nankuma would come back and challenge the decision of expelling him from the party. Namalomba says as DPP, they followed all the necessary processes under the guidance of the party's constitution and within the prescriptions of what the law demands them to do before firing him. According to Namalomba, everyone has got a right to approach the court when they believe that their rights have been infringed upon, as with the case with Nankuma, saying they are ready to defend the case in court.
Everyone has got a right to approach the courts when they believe that their rights have been infringed upon. In this case, Honorable Nankuma feels so. But as the Democratic Progressive Party and our position is that we followed all the necessary processes. Rules of natural justice, all of them were applied. And we believe that arriving at the decision that we made, expelling him, we followed, as I said, we followed all what was necessary under the guidance of our constitution, as well as within the precincts of what the law demands us to do.
Lawyer for Nankuma Wapona Kita says his client feels the DPP leadership did not follow the constitution of the party when firing him. Kita says court is set Monday, February 12, 2024 for inter-party hearing.
When you look at the process that led to the expansion from the party, it is clear that it is in breach of the section or the article of the constitution which are mentioning. Because what the Central Committee was supposed to do was to arbitrate over the matter after the disciplinary hearing had referred the matter to it. Now in this case, the Central Committee never conducted any arbitration, but simply proceeded to expel him from the party. So they jumped a step in the constitutional process leading to the expulsion of a member. So the way forward is we're putting up our case together, and the court is going to hear on Monday next week. We expect them to respond, perhaps maybe within this week. But I believe it's to make a simple and straightforward matter.
Nankuma was fired together with other 10 party officials for obstructing the party's regulations. The 11 were accused of undermining Mutalika's authority and disrespecting party leadership contrary to Article 6 of the DPP Constitution for calling, leading and attending the December 6, 2023 nullified National Governing Council NGC meeting in Lilongwe. Others who were fired alongside Nankuma include former DPP Secretary General Gregory Jeffrey and erstwhile publicist Nicholas Dawusi. Charity Chilanga, Luntha Television, Lilongwe.
The Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority says that Airtel Malawi's contributions to socio-economic growth and continuous investments in the country were pivotal reasons for the renewal of 3 operating licenses by the regulator. MACRA Director General Daud Suleiman shared the comments during the license renewal event held in Lilongwe on Tuesday. Tandwe Mzumara reports.
Suleiman, as the Director General of MACRA, highlighted that the renewal of the Application Services License, Network Facilities License and Network Service License is poised to advance the telecommunications landscape. He expressed Macra's expectation for Airtel to augment connectivity and provide high-speed internet, ultimately benefiting the residents of Malawi.
We are happy that we've become a solid partner in the digitalization effort and agenda of the country. And as we move towards 2063, digitalization is a key player. And we look forward to another 10 years of exciting digitalization efforts between Airtel Malawi and the government of Malawi through the regulator Macra.
Charles Komodo, the managing director of Airtel Malawi, affirmed the company's commitment to maintaining the positive efforts it has provided over the last 25 years. He also highlighted the pride in the network, connecting approximately 7 million customers.
Airtel has really contributed a lot to this nation. Firstly, we rolled out our 1,100 sites, reaching to over 88% of the population, as well as 87% of the geographical coverage of the country, meaning 88% of Malawians, if they are able to, they can actually be on our network, they can communicate, they can be digitally included. So the piece there that's maybe remaining is that the extent that they are capable of owning a handset and being able to use our services.
This renewal, exactly 25 years after the initial license granted on February 5th, 1999, and the subsequent renewal in February 2014, signifies a significant and celebratory milestone for Airtel Malawi, the telecommunications industry, and the entire nation, recognizing the substantial contributions made by Airtel Malawi.
In other news, at least 14 soldiers have died in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and 500 others have been affected by a cholera outbreak in southeastern Haut-Katanga province. General A.D. Kapendi, commander of the 22nd Military Region, Mula Military Training Center, confirmed the deaths on Tuesday during a meeting with a delegation from the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF office in Lubumbashi. Emmanuel Chocha reading a BBC News report.
The number of patients receiving treatment has risen to over 144. The country has recorded 14 deaths and has saved many patients who have returned to their ranks. Gen Ed Kapendi said the outbreak was caused by unsanitary conditions at the military camp. In July 2023, a cholera outbreak in Galame in neighboring Tanganyika province left at least 10 people dead.
And the news, the headlines once again. Pope Francis mourns former director of the Vatican Museums, Antonio Paolucci. Government firmly denies involvement with Luntha Satar amid media misinformation. DPP ready to defend Nankuman's expansion from the party. And other news, cholera outbreak kills 14 soldiers in southeast DRC. The bulletin today was produced by Vincent Kwagwala and Hope Kambeta, and many thanks to Andrew Pound on the final control center. Thank you so much for watching, and this has been Brennan Mwanza. Goodbye.